In 2008, the collapse of Lehman Brothers and the broader market crash wiped out immense wealth across the globe, almost overnight. As the financial fallout spread beyond Wall Street, everyday discretionary spending dried up. People simply stopped taking vacations. This economic freeze hit Atlantic City hard. Casino floors sat completely empty, draining vital revenue and sending corporate executives into a panic. When an entire town is starving for capital, the power dynamic flips. The casinos no longer held the leverage. It belonged to anyone who had cash to burn. In the gaming industry, a whale is a high-net-worth individual willing to drop millions of dollars in a single weekend. For a struggling casino, landing one of these players can instantly turn a massive quarterly loss into a profit. Don Johnson arrived in Atlantic City looking like an ordinary middle-aged corporate veteran, often wearing a baseball cap and a zip-up hoodie. He lacked the telltale intensity of an MIT card counter or the flashy entourage of a tech billionaire, but his resume told a different story. Johnson was a former corporate executive who managed racetracks and state lottery systems. He knew gaming regulations and probability math inside and out. He looked at the empty casino floors and recognized a rare opportunity. He saw a corporate hierarchy terrified of losing their jobs, desperate enough to sign highly unusual agreements to get a whale through the door. Johnson realized he didn't need to try and beat the dealers on the floor. He could target the vulnerabilities of the executives in the boardroom. In mid-2010, the casino started calling. Instead of accepting the standard VIP perks, Johnson treated the invitation like a corporate merger. He demanded a highly specific, custom high roller contract. This diagram shows the rule changes Johnson forced onto the game. First, a 6-deck shoe instead of 8, and the dealer must stand on soft 17. Next, he insisted on the splitting aces up to 4 times and doubling down on any 2 cards. To leverage these rules, he secured a massive betting limit of $100,000 per hand. Individually, these are minor technical tweaks. Combined, they stripped away the casino's structural advantage, shrinking the house edge down to a microscopic 0.26%. Beyond the rules, Johnson negotiated a 20% loss rebate. Look at this coin flip. Normally, a standard bet is an even split, but with a rebate, a losing bet costs $80 while a win pays $100. The casinos forgot to include a minimum play requirement, giving Johnson a permanent 1.5% advantage and the freedom to walk away anytime. By combining these rules with the rebate, the mathematical gravity of the game shifted. Johnson wasn't betting on a lucky streak. He was relying on a legally binding advantage that essentially turned him into the house. By late 2010, Johnson was ready to execute. He hired a team of PhD mathematicians to run millions of simulations and calculate his exact quit points, knowing precisely when to walk away to maximize his statistical edge. He struck the Borgata first. Using his customized contract as a shield, he methodically played basic blackjack strategy and extracted $5 million. Moving into early 2011, he walked into Caesars. Deploying the exact same strategy under similar contractual terms, he took them for another $4 million. These sequential multi-million-dollar hits proved his mathematical model was sound. He was fully prepared for his ultimate test. In April 2011, Johnson arrived at his final target, the Tropicana. To mask his calculated discipline, Johnson put on a show. He arrived with a loud, chaotic entourage and ordered endless rounds of expensive drinks, acting like a sloppy, arrogant high roller on a lucky streak. The party was highly intentional psychological warfare. By creating a stressful, high-pressure environment, he aimed to induce mental errors from the dealers. When a single hand is worth $100,000, one mistake swings fortunes. During a brutal 12-hour marathon session, he was dealt a pair of 8s. He split them, doubled down, and created a massive layout of chips. The overwhelmed dealer made a crucial error, giving Johnson an extra edge, and he won $800,000 in a single rotation of the cards. He kept the pressure on without letting up. Combining perfect mathematical leverage with aggressive psychological tactics allowed him to extract $6 million from the Tropicana in a single weekend. The aftermath was swift. Johnson's weekend run single-handedly wiped out the Tropicana's entire projected monthly profit, and corporate headquarters immediately fired the CEO. Across the 3 properties, Johnson walked away with exactly $15 million. The global gaming industry went into a panic. Casinos worldwide quickly reviewed their exposure and tore up their existing high-roller contract templates. They implemented strict automated safeguards. Today, any loss-rebate agreement features a mandatory thousands of hands minimum play requirement, ensuring the math can never be inverted again. Casinos spend hundreds of millions on security to catch card counters, but they learned their most expensive lesson from a guy playing out in the open. The most dangerous person at the table is the one who reads the contract better than the people who wrote it.